Good evening, guys. How's it going? EllStevo here. Hope you're all having a good weekend so far. Mine's been pretty damn good. Latest video for you. Basically, what I want to do starting from today, every weekend, every Saturday, I'm going to put out a video basically rounding up the day's sports, what's gone on, give a few thoughts on that. Just something a little bit different really. It's got nothing to do with Mr. Robot. Views are still going up on those videos, so thank you very much, I really appreciate it. But let's get into it. First of all, I want to start off by just saying a quick word about the Paralympics and the Great British Paralympic team. I think they're up to 60 gold medals as we speak, and 130 medals overall. So I think that's about 7 more they got in London 2012. So I think that's a pretty fantastic effort overall. When you look what the able-bodied athletes did in Rio as well, I think it's looking pretty good overall. Obviously a lot of refunding's done, a massive help to all athletes in this country, so that can only be a good thing. Yeah, just obviously congratulate Paralympic guys. Excuse me, I've got some notes. Moving on, I'm just going to quickly do the sports that I don't really know too much about. Davis Cup, Argentina against Great Britain. It's 2-1 currently. The Murray brothers just pulled a tie back. It was 2-0. Can't really stand Andy Murray, but obviously it's Great Britain, so go team. It was good that they won the Davis Cup last year for the first time in God knows how long. Next up, the one-day cricket final between Warwickshire and Surrey. Warwickshire won by 8 wickets, and by all accounts it was a bit of a one-sided game really. Obviously Warwickshire winning the LV Trophy, so congratulations to Warwickshire. Formula 1, moving on, Formula 1 qualifying, Singapore Grand Prix. Obviously this Grand Prix is under the lights and stuff, so it's a pretty popular one. Looks fantastic on the telly as I speak. Lewis Hamilton's on the TV. Lewis is starting from 3rd on the grid. Not fantastic, but we all know Lewis Hamilton and he can pull it back, hopefully. Nico Rosberg on pole, Daniel Ricciardo 2nd. Singapore looks a great track for the Red Bulls, so I was actually quite surprised that they were 2nd down in quali 3. But hopefully Hamilton can get on top of his starts tomorrow, get out there and smash it. Obviously we want Lewis to win the World Championship for a 3rd time in a row. Big up Mercedes, big up Lewis, Team Lewis Hamilton, Team LH all the way. Hashtag Team LH44. Moving on to the main focus of this video, Premier League football today. I'll start obviously with my club, Leicester City. If you haven't already noticed, I'm a massive Leicester fan, lifelong Leicester fan, former season ticket holder. Been on the roller coaster ride with that football club since I was a boy. Obviously the last year has been absolutely magical, winning the Premier League, all topped off this week really by our first game in the Champions League, beating Bruges 3-0. Fantastic performance away from home. I'm not going to lie, when we won the league I sat and cried like a little baby, and I will always associate Nessun Dorma with sitting on my couch and crying like a little baby when Leicester won the title. But it's a once in a lifetime thing, so if you can't cry about that, what can you cry about? But anyway, on to today. Burnley at home. Obviously a lot of people thought we was going to have a Champions League hangover. For the first 35 minutes that was maybe the case. Burnley had one chance, but £29 million man Islam Salami steps up. Bullet header off from a Christian Fuchs cross at 1-0. Just after half time, Vardy tees him up with an absolute beauty of a cross. Slimani again 2-0. And then finally Riyad Mahrez, doing his Mahrez thing, jinks down the right hand side of the Burnley defence, puts a beautiful ball across the goal, and Burnley defender Ben Mee turns it into his own net, 3-0. King Power Stadium, absolutely rocking again today. Fantastic ground, I would recommend anyone to go there. Obviously people hype back to the old grounds like Filbert Street. I went there a few times, but it's King Power Stadium. It's 32,000, but on their day you would think there was 60,000 in there. It's an immense immense crowd. Moving on, who else played today? Hull against Arsenal. Arsenal away to Hull, won 4-1. I think Alexis Sanchez scored twice for Arsenal. Theo Walcott got one, and Granit Xhaka, new signing, £35 million man Granit Xhaka. By all accounts, that was a fantastic goal. I've not seen it yet, but I will be watching Match of the Day later. Hull's consolation went to... I haven't written that down, so it can't have been that important. Moving on, Manchester City at home to Bournemouth. 4-0 win for Manchester City under Pep Guardiola. What can I say about Manchester City? They are on fire. Pep Guardiola has only been there 7 weeks, I think it is, and he has absolutely turned them around. I watched the first half against Manchester United in the Manchester derby last week. Manchester City for the first 40 minutes were different gravy, completely different gravy. Today 4-0. Kevin De Bruyne, who's a changed man since Mourinho ditched him at Chelsea. Iniacho, another fantastic player, steps in every time Aguero's not there. Iniacho steps in, scores. Raheem Sterling, and the final goal was new boy Gundogan. Brilliant signing. It's his first Premier League game today because he's obviously been out injured, but he's a fantastic signing, and under Pep Guardiola I can't see anyone else winning the Premier League this season. 5 games, 15 points, smashed all before them. I'm actually not looking forward to Leicester playing them, to be honest. We turned them over and did real well against them last season, but I don't know. There's something about Man City this year that's really, really special. I think they're gonna do the business. Next up, West Brom actually scored 4 goals today, believe it or not. West Brom scored 4. Yep, you're not hearing that wrong. West Brom scored 4 goals. Beat West Ham 4-2. West Ham seem to be struggling a little bit at the minute. Obviously, people were saying moving into the Olympic Stadium, looking quite good. Maybe they can kick on, push for Europe again, but they got knocked out of Europe early. They don't seem to be settling into their new ground. The fans are fighting with themselves, not even with the away fans. They're fighting amongst themselves and the nutters. But West Brom 4-2. I think Rondon scored. Chadley got a couple. And McLean for West Ham. I think Antonio scored. Points for me in my fantasy team, so I'm happy with that. And Lanzini scored for West Ham, and that was 4-2. And then finally, if I'm not mistaken, the late kickoff, the 5:30 kickoff, Everton against Middlesbrough. As we speak, I finished a couple of hours ago. Everton playing really well this season. Koeman's taken over, and they're looking pretty fucking good, to be honest. 3-1. Lukaku, Gareth Barry, the veteran, and of course, Seamus Coleman. Another fantastic little player. Middlesbrough's goal was an own goal, Stecklenburg. So what can you say? Everton, I think they're looking good. They can push on this season. Another team that seem to have got rid of the Martinez effect. Martinez teams are always a bit airy-fairy, good to watch. Not really a lot about them, to be honest. Middlesbrough, I think they'll be fine. I don't think they're going to get relegated, to be honest. I think it will be Burnley, Sunderland, and Hull. Hull have had a fantastic start, but they didn't buy. They've not bought anyone. They've offered Phelan a full-time contract, but he don't look happy at all. They've offered him a pittance in wages. Hull are just a joke, if you ask me, at the minute. So they're my 3 picks to go down. That's the Premier League for today. Upper half of the Championship. Actually, before I move on, league table, Man City are top, 5 points from 15 games. It's a bit early days for tables, to be honest. Championship, I've picked a few out that I think people find pretty important. I apologise if I miss your team. If I miss anything in this roundup, and you watch this video, and you want to watch next week, and you want me to talk about something, then leave a comment, and I will absolutely cover your team. I will cover your sport, anything you want. I'll leave a comment and I will cover it for you. If you enjoy this video, I'm happy to cover whatever you guys want me to cover in future. I'm completely open to that. This is going to be a weekly video, so I'm completely open to suggestions, thoughts, comment. Absolutely brilliant. But Championship, what we got? Huddersfield, flying at the top of the league, Huddersfield. Beat QPR 2-1, QPR in a bit of disarray. Spanked 6-0 at home by Newcastle midweek. So losing 2-1 to Huddersfield. What we got? Newcastle, it's a shock, lost to Wolves, but Wolves have been took over by a Thai consortium. They bought big for a Championship club. They're in the money. They could be pushing for promotion this year, you know. Wolves, look out for them. And then Ipswich 0, Villa 0. Villa 7 points from the first 8 games, struggling big time. They could be the candidates for Premier League relegation, Championship relegation, fall out of the Premier League straight into League One. It happens a lot, and Villa are your candidates for that this year. Look out for that. Finally, bit of local interest, League One. Sheffield United beat the mighty Peterborough United 1-0. We all hate posh scum, let's face it, they're useless. They play football in a shed, no one gives a shit about Peterborough United, they're crap. Moving on. Finally, that's the end of the football. Obviously, like I said, if there's anything you want me to cover next week, give me a shout and I'll cover it. Comment. Perfect. Finally, moving on to, football, tomorrow's matches. Watford against United, Palace against Stoke, Southampton Swansea, and Spurs Sunderland. Now, I'm not a betting man, but I'd say United will beat Watford. Palace and Stoke, you're looking at a draw maybe. Southampton to beat Swansea comfortably, and Spurs to beat Sunderland comfortably. If you have a look on Bet365, I reckon for the 4 of those, you're probably looking at about 18-19 to 1, worth a fiver if you win. My Bitcoin address is at the bottom, email address, PayPal, it'll be there. I'm joking, it's not there. Finally, boxing preview, big fight tonight, big fight at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's a massive fight. Saul, Canelo, Alvarez, Liam Beefy Smith, WBO Light Middleweight Championship of the World. This is a massive fight for Beefy. It's his big chance. He's a great fighter. He's come up the hard way. In the Gallagher gym, fighting for Queensbury and Frank Warren. He's part of MGM Marbella now, and this is his big chance against Canelo. But Canelo's an animal. Obviously, he's only ever lost to Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather took him apart, but Mayweather takes everyone apart, doesn't he? So that's just one of those things. But Canelo Beefy, Canelo has got to be a heavy favourite. They both weighed in on the light middleweight limit of 154. There was talk about Canelo maybe not making weight, but he made weight. The scales were flickering, but he made weight. It's fine, he made weight. But I've got to go with Canelo purely because 85,000 fans, 83,000 of them are going to be supporting Canelo, and Mexican fight fans are absolute nut jobs. Beefy has got a massive task on his hand, but if anyone can do it, Beefy can. I can't see Canelo knocking Liam Smith out. Can't see that happening. If it goes to points and the judges keep it straight, then Beefy has got a big chance. Big chance. Watch that fight. Box Nation, 2:30 tomorrow morning ish. Big fight. I think that's pretty much it for tonight. We've covered everything. I'll give you tomorrow's football, the boxing, obviously the Singapore Grand Prix, 1 PM tomorrow. Give that a watch. Give the football a watch. I think that's pretty much it, guys. If you like the video, give us a like, leave a comment. Anything you want me to add in the future, please let me know. Please subscribe. Thank you for all the support that I've got so far. All the views, every single one. I appreciate every single one. I love you all. You're brilliant. I'll leave links to my other videos in the bottom, link to my channel. Like I said, I'm just doing this for a bit of fun and a hobby. Gets me out the missus's hair, so it's all good fun. Basically, thanks for watching, and I'm going to do a Mr. Robot review in the week, but for Saturday's Sport Roundup with EllStevo. I will see you next Saturday. Peace out, boys and girls.